Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Monday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and early, 3:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, I had a video all set to go. I recently got on a dating site. Decided to give it a try, and after about a week, I changed my profile. And the very last sentence I wrote, definitely not a Trump supporter. And I got some interesting. I got some replies from Trump supporters, and that's going to be my next video. That's what I was going to do today, but now there's some more breaking news. Now let me just, I have some new viewers on different social media platforms. Let me say this first and foremost. I am a pure liberal, progressive Democrat, without a doubt. I thought about not doing this story, okay? It's about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who I love, who I think's I love her. She's determined, and it's like she has no fear, even though getting picked on constantly by the likes of Marjorie Taylor Greene, that psycho, and I love her. She's a spitfire, and but I've got a call. Something happened. This is a brand new story. It just happened yesterday. As a matter of fact, it's only been I'll put the links down below. The only media platforms that are carrying this, the only media sites that are carrying this story this morning are far right media platforms. So I thought to myself, because it's not a good story for Alexandria AOC. It's not a good story for her. And I thought about this. Do you want to do the story? Maybe I could just pretend I didn't see it. I don't want to lose viewers. Sometimes when I put things that aren't positive to liberals or Democrats, I get less views. People don't want to see bad news, the people that watch my channel. But I thought about that. And this is one of the main things that I have a problem with Trump supporters, is they don't acknowledge Donald Trump's faults. They just ignore him. La, 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 I can't hear you. It's not happening. Fake news, and I thought about that. And I think she's wrong. She's been caught dead to rights. And I'll get into the story in a second. And I can't do that. Let me just get into the story. Okay, a couple days ago, you guys all saw that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was called out. She was down in Miami. Now, they called her out from going from New York to Florida, because she said how, Ron DeSantis and his, crusade against mandates, against masks and all that stuff. So they kind of busted her for vacationing in Florida. Free Florida, the great Ron DeSantis and all this stuff. She has a large Hispanic background. She was born in the Bronx. One of her parents was born in Puerto Rico. She's got a Puerto Rican family, and there's a huge Hispanic population in Miami. So I could see it's the holidays. She's vacationing where her relatives are, where her background is. I'd go to Maine, where Micmac and French Canadian. That's where I would go. That's where I go. So I could explain that. That's no big deal. But the story a couple days ago, she was sitting outside, and she was sitting with her boyfriend, and this far right conservative writer, I think he is, made fun of her boyfriend's flip-flops. He had his pale male feet out in public. Just stupid. It didn't land any punches. Now, Sunday, just yesterday, just hours ago, 12 hours ago, she knew photographers were following her. Now, I debated about even talking about this, but like I said, this is the problem I have with Trump supporters, is they pretend that this stuff doesn't happen. I thought about not talking about this and just ignoring it, pretending like I didn't see the story. And I can't do that. There was a party Sunday in Miami. Billy Porter, a Broadway star. I think it's a friend of hers. I don't know a lot about Broadway. And it was a drag party in Miami. Great. Me and my ex used to vacation in Providence, P-Town, Cape Cod. And there was a lot of drag, LGBTQ community, and I used to love to watch it. It was great to watch. It's a lot of talent. It's great. Anyway, She knows photographers are following her, especially after being photographed at this restaurant a few days ago. So just yesterday, Sunday now, she's photographed at a party. Nobody at the party is wearing masks. There's pictures of her dancing, hugging, just total. Now, I tried to, first thing I tried to, think, is this fake news? I started to I listened to myself and I started to sound like a Trump supporter. Well, maybe these photos are from, months ago or something. And there's about 5 different media sites already carrying it. The Daily News, New York Post, a lot of sites, they're already carrying the same picture. So I think these are real pictures. It's a real thing. So I started making up other excuses. Well, maybe it was a vaccination party, a vaccination drag party. But then I thought they still should be wearing. They should especially still be wearing masks, even if it's a vaccination party. I was trying to come up with excuses, and I started to remind myself of a Trump supporter. People that just want to ignore the bad news and just support, just worship their particular party, and it just separates us more. And I can't do that, and I decided to make this video. I'm disappointed in her. She should have known better than to do this. She should have known that the photographers were following her. And there were 75,000 new cases of COVID on December 31st. World meters, I'll put that link down below. It's skyrocketing. I believe it's the increase in the last 14 days in Florida in COVID cases is 948% increase. Crazy. She should know better. She should have worn a mask. Now, this reminded me, I'm guilty of the same thing. I lost Audrey, my ex-girlfriend, best friend. The reason we broke up was because she was a Trump supporter, and I wasn't really. But I still loved her, and we still stayed best friends. She passed away on August 5th from COVID-related pneumonia. Her wake was at the end of August, quite a few weeks later. We're up in Connecticut. It took a while. And I knew I should wear a mask. I knew her whole family is there, and I know her whole family are conservative Trump supporters. They all already had COVID, so they think they totally have immunity and all that. So I knew there would be no masks at this wake, and I didn't want to stick out. I already had enough on my mind losing Audrey, but still, that's not a good excuse. My best friend just passed away from COVID, so I'm trying to make excuses why I shouldn't protect myself from it. It was stupid. And I went into that wake and I hugged her mother, her father, her whole family who had just come up from Florida, where the Delta variant was blowing up right then, and not wearing a mask. So I did the same exact thing. I didn't want to stand out. I didn't want to be the only one in that, 100, 200, 300 people, not the only one wearing a mask. And it's particularly at that one moment when I already had enough on my mind. But those are just excuses. So I am just as guilty as AOC is. We all make mistakes, so I can forgive AOC for this, but it wasn't a smart move. It really wasn't. She knew the photographers were following her. This is probably going to blow up huge in the next couple of days. I'll put the links down below. Let me know what you think. I still love AOC. Don't get me wrong. I'm still a hardcore liberal. But she screwed up on this one. She really screwed the pooch on this one. All right, you guys have a great Monday.